Welcome to the additional podcast called Divorce Tips, where I answer some of the most asked questions regarding before, during, and after divorce. These are 10-minute golden nugget episodes to give you as much information as possible from a divorce expert. That's me. Let's go. Welcome to another episode of No One Dies from Divorce Tips, where I give you all the information you need when you're going through or have been through a divorce. So today we are talking about what if my ex is evading child support. Unfortunately, this is something that happens. Now, I do want to give you a little bit of hope in the fact that this is the rare exception. Most people, whoever you are, pay their child support, and they do it because they love their kids and they want to take care of them. Okay, the small percentage that evade child support are those few that clearly are thinking more about hurting their spouse and not thinking about the consequence it is to their children. Luckily, if this is your situation where your spouse is refusing or evading child support, there are some things you can do. First of all, every state has adopted that the Attorney General's office will take the burden of collecting and gathering child support. So whatever state you are, the office of the Attorney General should have some division that will help in collecting child support. That's your first step. So if your spouse is not paying child support, the first thing you need to do is contact the agency in your state that is responsible for collecting it. In Utah, it's called the Office of Recovery Services, or ORS is what we call it. And the Office of Recovery Services, the first thing you want to do, you want to go online, you want to fill out their online account, and you want to set up an account, and you want to ask them to be the ones to garnish child support. By doing that, a couple things will happen. First of all, they will start tracking child support. So every dollar that your spouse does not pay, they will track it, and you'll have a running total of that. So it's very, very easy. It's very easy to show the court a number to get a judgment or anything that you have to do if you have to go back to court. The second thing is that they will do garnishment orders to collect the child support for free. Again, this is usually a state agency that is funded by the legislation, and so they will pay to do what's necessary to try to collect child support. So one of those is garnishment orders. So they'll file an order with the court, and they'll go after the opposing party to garnish their wages to collect child support. I would say a majority of the cases in this realm of not paying child support or evading fall within that category, and ORS fixes it and gets it going and gets it collected and gets it to where you start getting your child support again. However, there are a few circumstances that make it very, 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 very hard to collect on. And those are if opposing party owns a business, so they're in charge of their payroll. Therefore, there is no one to garnish because they're the ones that control that. The second would be if they're on Social Security. So Social Security disability, Social Security income, or retirement Social Security. First of all, Social Security is not garnishable. So that makes it really, really hard. If you have a minor child, you should be receiving some kind of Social Security benefit for that child. And so you want to make sure you're going through the courts to say, hey, I should be getting that benefit, especially if you have the child. However, if that party owns a business, or say they work under the table, they work for cash, they're a waitress and they don't declare all their tips. I get it. It is so frustrating. And they can report, hey, I'm not making money. But yet then you see them on Instagram, flying to Hawaii or going out to lavish meals, and you're like, oh my gosh, but this loser can't pay his child support, or vice versa. I get that. That can be really, really frustrating. But the one thing I want you to do is I want to make sure if they're not paying child support, you should do what's necessary to get an attorney involved to take them to court. So in Utah, you can do a motion to enforce, which you go in front of the commissioner, which then puts them in front of, this judge figure to look at them in the eye and say, why aren't you paying your child support? I know for a fact, so if you have to take somebody for a motion to enforce because they're not following the orders of the court, one of the sanctions in Utah is that you can get jail time. The commissioner could sentence you to jail right that day and have the bailiff arrest you at court. And one of the reasons I have seen this happen the majority of the time is because you refuse to pay your child support. I've seen you carted away to jail right from the courtroom several times. That is the most, I think, way, or a judge would say jail is appropriate, is if you're refusing to pay your child support. The other thing is what if you lost your job? I just can't pay child support. Well, this is what I say. First of all, you have a responsibility to continue looking for a job. Right now, the economy is at the point where you could technically get a job anywhere. So if you are in a position where you can't get a job or you're unemployed for some reason, if you're getting unemployment benefits, that's obviously money coming in. You need to pay some of your child support. I don't care how much, but you need to be showing an effort that you're doing what you can. And the best way to do that is do a percentage of what your income was before and do what your child support was. So find that percentage. And then do the percentage of whatever income is coming in right now. So if it's significantly less, pay the same percentage that you were paying when you were making a lot more money. By doing that, you're showing the court that you're trying. And it's going to keep you out of jail. But it's also going to show that you're trying to take care of your kids. You're just in a little bit of a rough spot right now. So work on that. Don't ever just pay nothing. Don't just pay zero child support. You will get in trouble. And whether it's the attorney general coming after you or it's your ex that's coming after you, the commissioners and the judges are not going to be happy with you and you're going to get in trouble. Why are you going to do that? The last thing I want to say is remember, child support's for these children. Like, you guys had children together. Whether you like it or not, because the opposing party is having to get child support and you're having to pay, it doesn't matter. These are for your kids. Again, look at it as an honor to support your kids. And at the end of the day, pay your child support, out of sight, out of mind. Don't worry about what the other spouse is doing with it. Thanks again. Tune in next week. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, follow, and share. I'd love to hear your questions and feedback. You can contact me at community@jillcoyle.com. See you next time. I am an attorney, but I am not your attorney. Any advice given on the podcast is general and shall not be construed as legal advice.